If you're watching this video, you've probably heard these words before: Chatgpt, Gemini, Copilot, and countless other tools. You might have even used one today for work or your daily routine. Right now, Chatgpt, developed by OpenAI, is one of the largest, if not the largest, AI companies in the world. So you'd think they're raking in billions of dollars in profit, right? But what if I told you they're not? In fact, they're losing billions every year. And it's not just OpenAI. Even other AI giants like Gemini, Claude, and Copilot are struggling to make profits. This video is going to be split into two sections to understand this problem from the stem. First, the visible reason, and the potential bubble lurking behind the hype screen.
This is business.
Even though millions of people uses ChatGPT every single week, it doesn't have even a single profitable year from the period it launched. In order to understand why it can't generate any profit, we need to get back to the basics. First, how does ChatGPT actually make money? First, subscriptions. ChatGPT runs on a freemium model, where users can pay for ChatGPT Plus, which offers faster responses, access to GPT-4, and priority updates. It's a stable, recurring income stream, but not nearly enough to cover the massive costs. 2. Licensing. OpenAI licenses its models to different companies, as you can see on screen, like their GPT and Codex, to companies that integrate them into their own products. For example, coding assistants or chatbots. This helps other businesses enhance their services while OpenAI earns licensing fees. And 3, partnerships. The biggest source, Microsoft. Through Azure OpenAI service, Microsoft sells access to GPT models to enterprise clients, while also hosting OpenAI's infrastructure on its cloud platform.
With these primary sources of revenue, ChatGPT does able to rack up $4.5 billion in the first half of 2025, but this revenue is simply being overshadowed by the following costs. 1. Hardware and cloud infrastructure, which takes 35 to 40%. ChatGPT runs on thousands of NVIDIA GPUs, mostly hosted on Microsoft Azure. Every single query, even a short one, uses GPU computation. Estimated cost? Around $500,000 to $1 million per day, just on GPU rentals and cloud operations. 2. Training and R&D, which takes 25 to 30%. Training a model like GPT-4 costs hundreds of millions. It takes months of GPU time, massive datasets, and hundreds of researchers and engineers. 3. Energy and cooling, which takes 10 to 15%. Data centers powering ChatGPT consume massive electricity. Each ChatGPT query uses 10 to 100 times more energy than a Google search. We're talking lakhs of kilowatt hours per day, adding millions to annual energy bills. Cooling systems for these GPU racks, another huge expense.
As the company rolls out new models, the cost of training and computing it with the hardwares is only going to increase unless until a much cost-efficient chip is invented. Summarizing the above said numbers, the yearly revenue is pretty big. Well, that's at least until you see the costs. Remember, these are rough estimates. The real numbers could be much higher, although with same margins. This is the reason you primarily see on paper, but what about the underlying reason that goes unnoticed? Well, that is we don't really know what AI is capable of and how do we efficiently integrate them for our usage. If you are one who's following AI business, you probably read the MIT study that floated a couple of months ago that shows more than 95% of AI startup fails. And the company that builds their own AI to better manage their operations often lose money, and their tasks get even harder because roughly 15-20% of the content that their Gen AI produces is often hallucination and not actual real-time data. Then what's the point of these big tech firms pouring billions into these markets when there is not really a huge demand going on? Consider AI as the iPhone moment. When Apple introduced iPhone, there is not a single competitor that can rival that tech. They owned all of it. They control the market. Now whoever controls the AI infrastructure, models, chips, and data will control the next decade of tech. Missing this wave could mean losing relevance just as Nokia or Yahoo did. But now, The entry barrier is so expensive that if your model outperforms majority of the models, you just could not survive without someone constantly funding you. So it's just impossible to start an AI business then? Well, not really. Let's just go back to the MIT study. Companies that fall into the rest successful 5% just didn't build their own AI. They bought it. You see, these companies knew exactly where to integrate their AI models in order to outgrow their business compared to other companies that uses AI just to schedule their meetings and writing emails. You have to find the pain point in your business and analyze whether this particular AI model would really improve its function or it's going to be just another waste of money and time. The takeaway that I want to leave is that you can't just start building an AI model just because everyone is doing it. Just like any purpose in life, you have to find the purpose of the AI if you're planning on using it on your business. Only then can it become a tool for growth, not just another expensive experiment.